Hi, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Stassi. Thank you so much for being here today. I am so excited to have Nard back here today, and we're going to talk about dreams. So, Nard, thank you so much for coming back.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, pleasure. The
Uh,
pleasure, the pleasure. Nard, before we dive in, why don't you tell us, a little about yourself for anyone first time listening?
First time listeners, Jannard. I go by also Nardvillain. I produce a lot of content surrounded around Sims for content. And when I'm not doing that, I am hopefully trying to sleep and dream.
I like that. Okay. Did you have a dream last night?
I did, and I vaguely remembered it.
What was it?
I had a dream. I had a dream. I went to bed late. I stayed up watching Attack on Titans.
Okay.
Such a great anime.
Great
And so I
anime.
went to bed. I went to bed around like 2:30ish or whatever, and then woke up around like 6, and then no dreams. But
Mhm.
then I fell back to sleep real quick and had a dream that I was just traveling. I was just traveling somewhere, and I was with, I think, my uncles and my aunts, and we were all trying to gather up to head back. But it was like a rainstorm, so we were gonna drive in a rainstorm. And for some odd reason, I was a little nervous,
Mhm.
and they were like prepping me to drive in this rainstorm or whatever. So, which I'm glad that we're talking about this. I'm glad that this was my most recent dream because a lot of my dreams is surrounded by me driving somewhere but never getting to the destination. It's weird. I'm always driving or I'm on some journey somewhere. And that
Okay.
was my last dream. Was literally this morning. I was dreaming that I was somewhere hanging out with family and we're packing up to go somewhere, but they were prepping me a little bit more because it was like a storm and they wanted to make sure I was ready and good to go for this trip that I was about to take. It's weird.
See, that's cool though. And I feel like I know you have your book of 1,000 dreams. I definitely think that is a
Mhm.
reoccurring dream for a lot of people is getting not sure to where your destination is.
Mhm.
I dream every night. It's not there's not a night I don't go by it that I don't dream. Last night's dream would hold no value to the listeners because it was a work dream, but it
Mm.
wasn't work related. It was just my coworkers. Just
Mm.
but if I said it, they'd be like, I don't like we don't know these people. Basically, it was a work function outside of work because I'm planning the Christmas party this year. So
Ooh.
my brain is on thinking of, oh, it's the Christmas party. And we had face painters and like food vendors and stuff and karaoke, and my boss got something very inappropriately painted on his face by our sales rep,
Oh.
and he's like walking around and we're all like kind of like but he's like, shh, like don't tell him. He basically had like a giant dick on his forehead.
Oh, damn.
And my one of the old ladies that comes in and is like, oh, like, why do you have a dick on your fucking forehead? And he's like, what? And it was just kind of stuff like that. But like
Yeah.
it's just kind of like I like telling people's like they're like when they're in my dream, their dreams, because like
Mhm.
it holds more value. But there's been many times like if I don't know, like in your like, so for an example, like when the other old lady I work with, like I don't know her husband, like I know her husband's name, but I don't know what he looks like.
Mm.
So it's a gray figure that's completely like blocked out, like a gray silhouette with the person's name across their forehead because I don't physically know what they look like, or they're Jason Momoa. There's no in between. Like if I've had so many people's husbands and wives just be Jason Momoa, just like chilling out there.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Um, but before we dive in and talk more about dreams, here are the top 20 dreams that most
Ooh.
people have that are reoccurring. Let me know if you've ever had any of these dreams. Number
Alright.
one is wetting yourself.
No.
No, I haven't either. I had an ex-boyfriend that used to have this dream quite frequently. But he also would drink a lot and then piss himself. So
Mm.
kind of makes sense. The second one is this sounds like the one you had the last night. Trying to run or go nowhere and feel lost.
Yeah.
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 Number three is cheating. I have definitely had dreams of
Um,
cheating.
I think I've had dreams where it was like I knew I was maybe in a relationship, but it felt like I wasn't with the person that I think I was supposed to be with, kind of.
Yeah. So I would have dreams.
Yeah.
So say like I was engaged to Jason. Well,
Hmm.
married to Jason now, but I at the time engaged. And I would be sitting talking to somebody and they'd be trying to hit on me and I'd be like, I have a fiance. And they'd be like,
Mm,
no, like we're dating. I'm like, no, I have a fiance. Like, and I'd wake up and I'd be like, "Ew, definitely have a
mm,
fiance. Number 4 is getting lost. Number 5 is being in an enclosed room. Number 6 is dirty hands. Number
mm,
7 is food. Number 8
mm,
is sex.
mm,
Number 9, driving an out of control vehicle. Number 10 is
mm,
pregnancy. Number 11 is flying. Number 12 is showing up late. Number 13 is just hearing sounds. Number 14 is being chased. Number 15 is meeting a celebrity in a dream. Number 16 is dying. Number 17 is sitting for an exam. Number 18, naked
mm,
in public. Number 19, teeth falling out. And number 20, falling down.
mm.
Yeah.
I've had some of those, especially the one about taking an exam. I always have dreams that I'm in
Yeah.
school still. It's weird.
Same. Why I like I've been out of school, like high school for
Hmm.
13 years now, and I will still have the reoccurring dream that I'm late to my exam. And
Hmm.
once I get there, I don't know what the exam is. And I'm really confused because I know I'm 30 years old. I'll be like, I don't
Yeah.
like I'm like 30 years old, or they won't let me in because I'm not in proper uniform. Because I went to a high school for a couple years that had uniform. They're
Mm,
like you can't be here. And I'm like, what do you mean I can't be here? Like I'm just here
yeah.
to write my exam. Um,
I'm the same. It's like I don't know that I'm 39 years old when in my dreams, but it's
mhm.
always like it's the first day of class, or I'm at the locker trying to remember my locker combination number,
Yes.
or I'm taking the school bus to school, or I'm leaving school and getting on the school bus. And then there's that whole journey portion where I'm on the bus, but I'm not getting anywhere. Like I'm just on the bus. It's taking me to wherever I get off. I don't know when I'm going to get off because it doesn't, I wake up before I even can get off the bus. It's
Um,
crazy.
and what for the school setting, is it your elementary school? So like K to
High
8,
school,
high school? Okay,
high
so
school for me.
high school is a big one for me, but I will have dreams in the setting of my elementary school. Like in the
Mm,
setting, but it has nothing to do
right.
with the school, just like a
The
school
setting.
nightmare. I'm just in the physical school.
Mm.
And because I'll be like, oh, like just walking, like I'll be like, or like, oh, like walking, like I'll be like in the dream showing people like where I was like in the classroom, but the classrooms will
Mhm.
be completely different. And
Yeah.
I'll be like, oh, well, when I was fucking in Glencairn 20 years ago, ha ha ha, this is where my classroom was. I guess this is now where the
Oh.
grade 7s are. But when I was here, it was where the grade 3s were. So it's just kind of like weird bullshit like that. I don't know if
Mm.
that means I'm a fucking know it all or something, but that's a very common one I have.
That's
Uh,
interesting. It's interesting too that you are aware that you're potentially like either dreaming or like, hey, why am I in school? I'm
oh,
like 30, blah blah blah.
oh,
I can never realize that, hey, I'm freaking 38.
oh, all the time. Okay, so I break the matrix in my dreams on a weekly basis. So I'll have a dream and something bad will happen. And I'm usually bird's eye view. So I'm usually
Mm,
looking down and being able to
mm,
acknowledge of what is happening, or I'm living through someone else's body. But there are
mm.
times I'll say, this is a dream, this is not real. And everybody will freeze and they'll look at me and they'll walk backwards. And then I'll have a new
Yo,
dream come
that's
in.
scary. That's
Yeah.
scary.
So that's lucid
That's
dreaming. So I'm
creepy.
able to control that. I'm like, this isn't real. Like, this is not real. This is not a dream. However, I'd like an asterisk to this because I had night terrors as a kid, which is very common.
Mhm,
Um, I used to dream. This is the best way to put it. Have you ever seen Spider-Man? I think it's 2 with
mhm.
Andrew Garfield with Jamie Foxx being the Blue Lightning Man, Electro.
I think so, yeah.
Okay, so
The original versions of Spider-Man, right? With
not Tobey
what's his
Maguire,
face?
not Tobey
Oh
Maguire.
no,
No,
oh,
Andrew
that's the ones I've
Garfield.
seen.
Okay, so the
No,
one
no,
with
not
Andrew
Andrew
Garfield.
Garfield.
Okay, so Andrew
No, no.
Garfield's second one with Jamie Foxx being the blue
Mm.
Electro Man. Okay, so for years I used to dream I would be driving home because I lived in London at the time. Anyone listening from London, which I know I have London listeners, that's not my actual friends. Love you guys.
Shout out to London.
Shout out to London. Driving down, leaving White Oaks Mall, going down it'd be Southdale, where there's a McDonald's and a Bulk Barn, and it's Jack Astor's in the parking lot. And this blue man would jump on the car, kill my mom in front of
Mm.
me, kill
Damn.
everybody around me, and make me watch and suffer. So I had
Shit.
this nightmare for years. Every night I would go to bed and dream. My dad used to have to hold me to sleep, and anytime I have a bad dream, still to this day, you have to rub my eyebrows a couple times and I'll start to calm down if I start freaking out in my sleep. Yeah, that's a fun
Dang.
reoccurring nightmare. So my parents would be like child psychologists, right? I mean, like there's clearly something wrong. And I don't ever know whatever came of it. It just they kind of stopped one day, but he's still there once in a while. And I'm not scared of him anymore. Like I kind of looked him like dead on one day and then he just
Mm.
disappeared. But I can feel him in the presence once in a while, of like in a dream. Like he'll just be like, if I'm dreaming, like I'm in a cafe, like he's sitting behind somebody. Like he's still in my dreams, but he's just
Mm.
not the main focus anymore. He's like a background character. So
Oh wow. Dang.
that's
Yeah.
fun.
That's crazy. Yeah, I didn't have a lot of night terrors. Just like my grandma used to have this dog statue.
Mhm.
And some nights when I was having a nightmare, it'll be that the dog statue will somehow just creep into the hallway to get to the bed. As soon as he
Mhm.
gets to the bed, I'll just wake up screaming. So I used to just have nightmares of that little dog statue that my grandma used to have in her house. And then also, I don't know why, but I used to have nightmares of like doll head. You know those when you go to like a not a hair salon, but like one of those like stores that sell like wigs and like combs and like maybe
Yeah.
makeup, and they have like the little head mannequins with the hair
Yeah.
wigs.
Sure.
I
Yeah.
used to have nightmares of that being like at the edge at the end of my bed underneath the covers, and it'll like creep up and then like show their face in the outside of the covers. So it'll come from the bottom and work its way up to the top. And it'll get me every time. Like I'll wake up like terrified. And then when I look, I can literally see lumps in the sheets from, you know how sometimes your sheets are just kind of like
Yeah.
muffled together so it shows little forms at night. So I would just assume like that's where the, the doll heads are, the mannequin heads. And so yeah, that terrified me. I had little night terrors over mannequins and balloons and dog statues. It was crazy.
Dude, that's crazy. And I know that like night terrors is still very much a thing.
Hmm.
For definitely like a lot of kids. It's interesting that like what scares us as kids.
Hmm.
Um, do you know what's
Or
like
even
it's
adults.
oh fuck yeah.
Really.
I have this dream, and I don't even know if it's a dream. That I don't know where I am. I'm in a dark room and I am underwater, but something is pulling me underwater and I can't gasp for
Mm,
air. And then once I die,
I hate that.
I
Mm-mm.
gasp waking
Nope.
up and I don't like
Oof.
it. Or the sense of falling, and I'm just like, I'm lying in bed and I am falling. And I'm like, oh my God. Like,
Oh yeah, I don't get a lot of fall dreams, but that's so
oh
common for a lot of people.
yeah.
I
Um,
get I get war dreams, like I'm in war, and
Interesting.
I'm always like a high rank person in the
Okay.
war. So like I'm always taking people, trying to not necessarily rescue them, but we're always like in an abandoned area, and we're just trying to get to safety. Like everything's like
Okay.
it's almost to the point where we're in a city of ruins and we're just trying to scavenge. I get a lot of dreams like that. It's just like we're trying to get from one place to the next. Again, a journey, but this
Yeah.
time instead of me being in a car driving to somewhere or on a school bus trying to get to somewhere, now we're on foot and it's a group of people and we're just trying to get from one ruined
One to
city to the next.
um
Yeah.
Do you ever have dreams that you're trying to solve a murder?
Not solve a murder, but I have dreams where I'm attempting to maybe kill somebody for the sake of me to survive. I've had
Okay.
dreams like that.
So like a Hunger
Yeah.
Games style. That
Yeah.
um that's again, it's funny how people dream. So a fun dream that I have, so Jason learned very quickly that I have really fucked up dreams. When I met him, I was in a really dark period of my life, and the darker my life is, the darker the dreams are. And the first night I slept at his house, I had a tiny night terror.
Oh,
Um,
damn.
and he held me the entire night. And though that continued on to like the 6 months into us dating, like I would like
Dang.
kick him or hit him or scream, or I used to
Oh,
talk. I
damn.
used to talk a lot
Mm.
in my sleep, but I have this fun reoccurring dream that I'm on a plane, but it doesn't fly. It's
So you
driving.
just
No, it's
oh
driving
wow,
on the
just
highway.
waiting to take off. Oh, just
Nope.
waiting to
No,
oh on a
it's
highway
fucking it's on a
highway.
highway. So there's a legit plane highway, and we get on the plane highway, and we get on the plane and it drives on the highway.
Damn.
It's so weird.
But it's normal, but you look at it as something normal, right? Or are you like, why are we on the a highway, or do you acknowledge like this isn't right?
Sometimes it depends. Like if we're going somewhere fun, if
Mhm.
we're like, there'll be dreams where we're just about to take off, and like we'll get like maybe 30 feet off the ground and come back down, and we keep
Mhm.
flying, and we just keep driving, and I'll sometimes be like, "That's not real.
Yeah. See,
That's
I
not
can never
real."
call my dreams out yet. Now, I want to go back to the night terror thing real quick, because I just want to
Sure.
make a comment. Now,
Yeah.
I just want to say that is crazy that you finally invited over to now husband's spot. You staying the night for the first time. Everything just right, falling
Yeah.
asleep, and then
Hmm.
boom, you have a nightmare. I can only imagine like talking to the fellas and be like, I invite that one girl over, and damn, she had a damn night terror, bruh. Oh, I was not expecting the night terror, man. Can you just imagine?
Oh
But nah,
God.
nah. Let's see.
Right. That's
But
why I married this one. He was
you
he
knew
was
he was a
really
keeper.
he was definitely a keeper. But I used to have really cute dreams. So when we first started dating, I was really into talk sleeping. I don't so much do it anymore from what I've heard.
Uh-huh.
But I had a dream that it was National Hug a Bear Day, and I was hugging him
Mm,
because he's a very hairy guy. So he felt
yeah.
like a bear. So I hugged a polar bear in my dream, which I was just hugging him. And I was like, wow,
Yeah,
it feels like a real
that's
bear.
funny.
So we
That's
will say
funny.
that all the time when we see a bear. It's like National Hug a Bear Day. Does it feel like a real bear?
Mm.
So like there are cute moments of that.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
I'm just
yeah.
giving you a hard time, because you troll me. Any moment you have to troll me,
Oh, I will
you will take
troll you
advantage of it.
all day
So,
long.
so I had to get mine in. I had to get a good quick troll in on the dreams.
Uh-huh.
But yeah.
Yeah. Okay, what other crazy dreams have you had that you remember that have stuck with you?
Um, I have dreams where I still live in my childhood apartment. And
Okay.
again, I don't acknowledge like why am I in North Carolina for one, and why am I in my childhood apartment? A lot of times I have that same dream to the point where I literally want to go home and literally just figure out how I can buy that apartment complex and make it my own. Like I want to go buy that apartment
Yeah.
complex because something special about my childhood apartment that I lived in for a few years always just shows up in my dreams. Like it's
Hmm.
something about that childhood apartment that I just feel like I need to go. Sometimes when I drive by there, I'm like, I just want to drive in because it's just part of me. It's part of who I am today. And I have dreams always of me being in that apartment complex. And a lot of times I have dreams where I will go somewhere like the same apartment, but the door is unlocked. And I'm like, oh shoot, somebody must have came in here.
Hmm.
Always locking the screen door, but then it's still unlocked. It won't lock. I always have dreams like that where I'm trying to lock something, but it doesn't get locked all the way. So it's just inviting intruders, and I know someone's probably trying to get
Hmm.
in as like a home invasion type of dream. So I have dreams like that a lot. But yeah, just the journey ones, like just like being somewhere unfamiliar, trying to get to some place, hopping on a train to get to the next train, and that's just like majority of my dreams. Tornado dreams. I have dreams about tornadoes.
Okay.
I'm hanging out with people, and all of a sudden a tornado starts, and boom, tornado just tears everything up. But somehow we survived it.
See,
It's crazy.
it's fascinating. I mean, in your book of books, what does it say about tornado dreams? I'm
Yeah,
curious.
let me look. Let
Um,
me look at tornadoes. Tornado. It says here, our early ventures into spirituality may make us feel powerless and at the mercy of all elements. This can be symbolized by the tornado. However, when the center there is peace and tranquility, while a tornado can be a very destructive, interesting, it can also be very cleansing. It is in the context that if it's often met on a psychological level, it sweeps all in front of it, but after its passage, there is potential for new life and new beginnings. So it says a tornado appearing in a dream is a symbol of violent energy of one sort or another. Often it is emotions and feelings against which we feel powerless. It's a recognizable symbol of energy which has turned in on itself and has therefore become destructive. It also says consult the entries of weather and wind for additional clarification.
okay.
So it could be just some built up energy, some negative energy, maybe some new beginning, but like something destructive happening to create a new beginning of some sort, or maybe yeah. So yeah, that's crazy, huh?
See that I would have never thought of I would have that. I would just been like, oh, I'm creative. I probably thought of tornadoes that day.
Yeah.
Now I have to
Yeah.
ask, as two Sims content creators here, do you
hmm
ever dream of The Sims?
Not being in a simulation, but I do have dreams of like I'm creating content and just figuring if something's just like not working out, like oh shoot, I need to write this, I need to something's not working, like I'm trying to stream, but but the OBS isn't working or something like that. Just like issues I might be having that's keeping me from getting the content created. What about
Okay.
you? Do you dream of The Sims?
Nah,
Yeah.
never. Anybody listening to this, please like message one of us if you've ever had a dream that either you are in The Sims or it's Sims
Mhm.
related. I'm really curious to see that. Now, I have a dream that's also pretty common that I lose my teeth. What does that
Mhm.
mean in
Let me
the
look that up. Teeth. Look that up. What's cool too is I read somewhere that a lot of times the people that are in our dreams, even if we don't recognize them, we've seen them on some form, like whether it's through TV, you walk by them or
Yeah.
whatever, and you're conscious, it's people that you've somewhat encountered, even though you might not even know who they are, which is crazy. I thought that was mind blowing. So everybody in my dream I've seen before on some
Yeah.
capacity, whether it was TV or whether it was like out and about in public, which is to me crazy. All right, so it's telling me to see body. So let me look for body real quick. All right, so we're gonna look at teeth. Oh, it got all kinds of stuff like stomach, mouth, limbs, legs, even sexual body parts. All right, so teeth. Teeth are supposed to stand for aggressive sexuality, although more properly they signify the growth process towards sexual maturity. So teeth falling or coming out easily indicates we are aware of going through a form of transition, similar to that from childhood to maturity, or
Interesting.
from maturity to old age and helplessness. If we are anxious about teeth dropping, it suggests that there is a fear of getting old and
Okay.
undesirable, or an anxiety about maturing. In women's dreams, if the teeth are swallowed, this can sometimes signify pregnancy or a wish for pregnancy or an issue with sex. That's
Huh.
all it says about
Inter
teeth.
Interesting. I'll always just have a dream where I'm biting into something and my tooth will come out and I'm just
Oh
holding it in my
damn.
hand. And I'll wake up
Oh
be like,
wow.
"Oh my God."
Let me
Do
see.
you that okay, have you ever had a dream, but in the dream you like wake up, it's your day-to-day life and you're like, "Oh man,
Uh-huh.
I got to get in the shower." and you get in the shower and it's like a snake is ahead, and you're like, oh fuck, I guess this is not real. And then you wake up again and you're like, oh, I
Mm-hmm.
guess I wasn't
Yeah.
dreaming. And I used to do that every Saturday morning
Mm-hmm.
for a long time.
Those are the worst because I would have dreams, especially I have a lot of work anxiety. So a lot of times I would dream that I'm actually getting ready and getting the event set up and then wake up to do it. Like, okay, I got 1 more hour of sleep. I'll wake up and be like, oh shoot, I got 1 more hour. Let me make that hour count for sleep. Fall
Mhm.
asleep, start dreaming about the actual gig, setting stuff up, getting stuff ready, and building up anxiety while I'm sleeping is like, to me, is like the worst when you know you got something to do but you're also dreaming about it, and
Mhm.
it's also just developing unnecessary anxiety if you think about it.
And speaking of that, I've just gone past this period of my life. You are in the trenches. Wedding
Mm,
nightmares. I had so many leading up to the week of my dress didn't come. I
mm,
lost the ring. I didn't bring
mm.
any wedding jewelry. My I fell a lot. Like there was a lot. What wedding nightmares do you have right now?
Honestly, I had one wedding dream, and it was just basically the arrival, getting to the wedding, and getting set up. And
Mhm.
to me, that was more of a positive experience. Then I
Okay.
woke up and was like, "Oh, okay, that wasn't that bad of a dream. I was just me being at the wedding, getting stuff done." They actually do have a passage here about wedding. If you want me to read it
Oh,
real quick.
100%.
It says wedding, wedding dress, wedding ring. A wedding can symbolize the sacred union between the spiritual and physical. In former times, it has seen as a ritual that brought fertility to the earth. Within the human being, there is the need to make vows, to give. Turn the page. Turn the page. Promises in all above the simple promises in all of and above all to symbolize the making of those promises. Traditionally, the wedding ring was a symbol of total encircling love because it is the shape of a circle. It is complete with no beginning and no end. To dream of a wedding, it can give someone indication of the type of person we are looking for as a partner. We may, for instance, dream that we are marrying a childhood friend, and which can also cause case where we are looking for somebody who has the same qualities as the person. We also may dream that we are marrying a famous figure, and again, the qualities of that particular person will be important. The wedding ring worn on the finger that represents the heart, that is the fourth finger or the left hand, all this yada yada. But to dream of a wedding ring being on another, see, these things here are more of you losing the
Yeah.
ring. Here it is. To dream of losing our wedding ring would very often symbolize a problem within the marriage. See, this is the before thing, right? So,
Yeah, this is before.
yeah, or
Th-
perhaps a highlight or a problem in the commitment. To dream of finding a wedding ring might well indicate that a relationship is being formed that could result in the marriage. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think these are those situations. These are like the
no.
situation you're already at the wedding, but you're forgetting stuff
Yeah,
leading up
that's
to
that's
the
called
wedding.
pure anxiety of being like, "Oh
Yeah.
my god, did I bring the
Mhm.
wedding band?"
Mhm.
It's very common for anybody planning a wedding. It's normal. It's
Yeah.
normal to have wedding nightmares.
Now,
Speaking,
the question. Go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah.
Speaking.
No, go ahead, go
No,
ahead.
just go ahead. Go ahead.
No,
No,
you
I
go
was
ahead.
gonna say, like, what do you think? Like, because I mean, I do have this whole like book, dream book about dreams and how to interpret them or whatever. But in your opinion, like, what do you think our dreams are telling us? Because I feel like it's all some dreams could be something mental, like something is telling us, like whether it's a reoccurring dream or a random dream that we're doing. Like, are we having dreams that we're in school, or why are we having dreams that we're on this journey to, but we don't know where we're going. Like, I feel like it's telling us something about ourselves. Do you feel that way or?
I absolutely do. I definitely feel like it's telling us of maybe like how we're thinking our subconscious. A really good example is before I left my toxic ex, I had this dream, and it was like a reoccurring one, like from once in a while. And it was this guy. and a gray hoodie. And I never got to like he'd just like show up and I'd like chase after him. And I just didn't know. I'd be like, hey.
Mm.
Like, but he wasn't doing anything destructive. He wasn't hurting me. I would just be like sitting in the class, like a dream. And like I was also like, no, I was in high school. I was like 23 at the
Mm.
time.
Oh, you were in
22.
high school?
I was like,
Just
oh,
kidding, just kidding.
see, the mental capacity in high school, you got it, my
Uh,
friend. But I would just chase after him, and like I would just like it'd be for months, and it'd just be like this guy in the gray hoodie. And then I decided to leave him, my ex, and before leaving him, I met this guy. He used to come into my work, and we would like have conversations and stuff. Like he would specifically come in and talk to me and stuff, and uh his name is Mike. And we ended up dating for a couple months. Like he was basically a rebound. Like I got out of this relationship with a toxic ex, and like the next day I was in a relationship with this guy. Like there was no in between. But when I was leaving my ex, like we weren't emotionally together for a long time.
yeah.
It was just basically like I was living at his house and I needed to like get my shit out. But when I started to date Mike, I finally caught the guy in the hood, and it was Mike.
Oh, wow.
So I'd always been like, was it Mike? Was it always Mike in the dream? Or was it this was telling me that I needed to leave my ex and go with somebody else? And when I found somebody, when I took the hood off,
It was Mike.
it was Mike. I think about that all the time, and I've never had any dreams like that since. It's never been a reoccurring since that moment. I've never had anybody with a gray hoodie on, and that's actually something I've put in Rose Chronicles when Alexa's dreaming, was
Oh,
she's
nice.
seeing like originally it was somebody in a gray hood, but I changed it around to make it a little bit more cooler. But
Mm.
that was a dream that I had
Wow.
for that couple months, and then I have to thank Mike at the end of the day because he got me out of a really toxic relationship, but he didn't do
Mm.
it. I did it. But
Right.
I was so scared of not being with somebody that I just didn't know like how to be single.
Mm.
Now I have to ask you the same question. Like, do you think these dreams actually mean something to you, or is it just like fun background stuff?
I think it's a combination of both. Like, I think when I have dreams of me living in that apartment, I think it's telling me that there's maybe something in my childhood that might still linger, that I should either accept that it happened or accept that that's just part of my childhood. And then that way I can kind of move on and be happy about it.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's always pinpointing to that specific apartment complex, but I think that um, I feel like that was some great memories in that apartment complex. But I think also I think it's trying to tell me something about my childhood. And
Mhm.
when I have like movies, when I have like dreams about me being in this militant leader role, but it's like not in the most highest and positive spirits. It's like apocalyptic situations. I feel like it's telling me that I'm in this battle within myself, maybe that I might be having maybe some personality issue situations where I'm still trying to figure out who I am. So it's giving me these opportunities of these random leadership roles in these most unwanted situations where it's like I have to, figure out what life is like in this situation.
Mhm.
I always have work about working at my very first job here in California in the insurance world and being surrounded by those same people that I was kind of friends with, and they're always in my dreams. So especially this one guy he's always in my dream. And he's a buddy, but I don't really keep in touch with him. But
Mhm.
for some reason, I always have dreams that I'm at that insurance company. I'm hanging out with that dude and some couple other people that work there. Like, what is that telling me? Like, of that, I don't know. Like, it's like, is there some unfinished like business there, or is that just a place that I was very comfortable at? That is like my comfort dreams, being back at the insurance place. Yeah, it's just crazy. So I feel like dreams are telling me something like the journey. Like,
Yeah.
is this another personality thing? Like I'm always on this journey thing. I mean, does that mean I'm on a journey of always trying to figure out who I am? So I'm taking these long trips, these like trips to places, hopping on these buses and getting off one bus to the next, going to some destination that I'm not too sure about. Does that mean maybe new beginnings? So it's just so crazy how you can
Yeah.
interpret it all these different type of scenarios.
I think that's a good scenario. Two things to add to that. Definitely I had a lot of these dreams of like continuously moving when the show started to pick up a little bit more and I was getting like a lot of listens a day or every week. I would be like the goalpost is continuously changing, and I think that's how I felt in real life, that I don't know the end of Stassi. Like
Mhm.
Stassi will end one day. I just don't know what that end will look like, and I'm always constantly evolving and changing. I think that's something with a content creator. Like we
You
can't
have
stay
to.
stagnant. We have to be continuously keep reinventing the wheel every day.
Mhm.
And that could mean that it follows us in our dreams. Like, okay, a good example is I will say I ate Reese's pieces today. And I
Mhm.
thought about Reese's a lot today.
Added sugar.
At
Just kidding. Just kidding.
Wrong podcast, okay? I told you my plan. I'm getting fat
Yeah,
until
yeah.
December, and then January I'm gonna lose all the way. Any bride that just starved themselves, you got it. This is my eating period. Um, it's I bet you any money I will dream about Reese's tonight because I have thought of
Mm.
it at good points of the day. Or like I'll have a dream where I'm like, oh my God, like I'll be like, oh, I liked this dress. I was at the store, and then like I'll see somebody in it like wearing the dress. So I find whatever's in my day to day mimics
Mhm.
what I dream that night.
Mhm.
I also have a lot of what's called Jenny ESPN, which is a dream that I've like, oh, I'll be like, oh, like this happened in real life, like 6 months, like 6 months in the future.
Mhm.
I'll be like, oh my God, like I have a lot of deja vu moments of like,
That's cool.
I just did this. Like I
Mhm.
know exactly. I'll sit and have a conversation. Like I looking back at it, I just had one a couple weeks ago at work when I was talking to my two old ladies, and I was like, I had this dream before when I was at my previous employment, so I didn't know who you were, so I was confused to like why I was hearing your guys' voices.
Mhm.
But this is a deja vu moment, and I'm not the only person that has deja vu ESPN moments. Like, what was the last one for you that you had?
Same. I will literally be in a situation where I'm like, maybe I'm working on something, and I'll be like, I just had this like illusion or something that I was just doing this, saying the same thing. And then sometimes I'll catch myself having deja vu of a moment of having deja vu. I'm like, I feel like this has happened before and I'm already calling myself out on it. Or
Yeah.
I would be like, whoa, wait, I've sworn I had this conversation with you, the same event
Yeah.
or whatever it may be. And then it's just like, it's just crazy how things you feel like you've done it before, like you're repeating, or maybe your mind or the future is kind of giving you hints of stuff that you're gonna do or whatever. I don't know, but it's crazy how I have those deja vu moments. Or when I'm thinking about something last minute, I will probably more than likely dream about it too. Or
Mhm.
if I sleep with my headphones in, listening to podcasts. So if
Okay.
I'm listening to like maybe Steve Harvey morning show or something, then I will hear them talk about a story, and then I'm like kind of in the dream, and they're
Mhm.
narrating what's going on. It's
Okay.
crazy.
See, I think it's just like also our imagination
Hmm.
just running wild and having fun. As content creators, we lean more on the left side of our brain, which is creative.
Hmm.
I think it's the creative side. Please do not quote me. I am not a brain specialist or not that good in science. But I think it's just interesting to see that the more creative we are as humans, the more creative our dreams are. Like I would say people that think more on the right side of their brain, which is the more logic side, they don't have as crazy fun dreams. They just dream in pure darkness. To me, that's more scary of pure darkness of the not having my
That's
brain
scary.
run wild. And it's so funny to see it because like I have an Apple Watch, right? And you can track your
Hmm.
sleep. And I
Me too.
specifically check if I'm having like a fun dream. Like I dream constantly that I have magic powers, which I
Oh,
fucking
nice.
love. Like and I'll wake up and be like, "Oh my God, like I had such a great dream last night, I also had a great night's sleep because I was having a good dream. I was able to stay focused in said dream, which allowed my body to rest a little bit more. I mean, I think it's just cool. Like the ESPN future stuff, I don't think
Mhm.
we'll ever get the true answer to it. I think it's just cool when it happens, and it just kind of means that we break the matrix.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of
I want to go ahead and correct you now and go ahead and I just Googled it while you were talking and
yeah, of
listening, of course. But
course.
according to popular view, creativity is a product of the brain's right hemisphere.
Okay. So
And innovative people are considered right brain thinkers, while left brain thinkers are thought to be more analytical and logical.
please listen to Nard, guys. He's a smart
Mhm.
guy. I just pull
Well,
shit
I
out my
just
ass.
Googled it. I just wanted to make sure I Googled it so we can
Yeah.
just, because I would have known. I didn't know. So it's just
I
nice to know.
Oh, absolutely. So yeah. So anyways, creative left, right? Logic right?
Uh, Let me
Yeah.
see. Creativity is a product of the brain's right side. So
Right.
creative
Okay.
right,
Creative
logical
right,
left.
logical left.
Yeah.
What hand do you write with?
I write with my right, but I throw with my left.
Okay, so I'm left everything. So I
Yeah, I'm right for some things, left for
left
some
for some
things.
things. Okay.
Mhm.
That has nothing to do with it. I was just curious.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
See, it's fascinating that again, like it's a crazy, wild, fun things that like we
Mhm.
dream, and I love to dream.
I like to
Um,
dream too. And
do
I
you
think
ever
the crazy thing.
No, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Go
No,
ahead,
go
go ahead,
ahead.
go ahead.
No, no, you go.
No,
Go ahead.
I was gonna make a comment. I was just gonna say, I noticed another thing about when I dream is I tend to dream if I was a little bit younger than what I
Okay.
am. Like being on the bus to drive to go to school, first day of college, being in the childhood dream, childhood apartment is usually when I'm like in my teens or
Okay.
I'm maybe still a little bit older, but not 38. Like I feel like I supposed to be having this dream as a kid. Like I'm like literally first day of high school,
Okay.
whatever. So I feel like my dreams tend to be more if I was in my earlier life
Yeah.
stages, like first day of work, changing jobs and stuff like that. So yeah, it's just weird.
Okay.
I never
That is weird. I think it just means that like maybe you enjoyed your youth more than you're enjoying your older
I don't
ages.
know. I
I
think
don't
my
know. Like I've always dreamt that like I'm a teenager, I'm a teenager.
mhm,
I'm the only ones is when I'm like 100 years old and I'm losing my teeth.
mhm. Yeah,
Um
see, I don't get those. I
yeah.
get like weird dreams where like it's sci-fi. Like I remember one time I was on a boat and then all of a sudden it was a tidal. I get a lot of tidal wave dreams. There's a
Okay.
tidal wave coming.
Yeah.
Again, disaster is something disaster. Maybe it's the
Yeah.
disaster energy again. But I'll get dreams where like there's like weird like scorpions or there's like a fly that's like that can like literally swallow your hand up or just weird like objects like freaking like Men in Black stuff, where there's like weird rodents and bugs that's like that can like and I'll wake up, I'm like, oh shit, that flower almost swallowed me. Like I get like random dreams like that, or all of a sudden I'm in some water and there's like these weird fish that can like suck you in or whatever. So I get like those crazy night terrors still, like where it's just something that wouldn't normally happen, but if there's a hell, that's probably my hell where it's just these weird objects and tidal waves to come and get me or whatever. I
Okay.
don't know why. Like I get so many tornado and tidal wave dreams. It's crazy.
Any dream experts listening to this and want to psychoanalyze us,
Hmm.
call me. Um,
Yes.
okay, I have to ask this. This is turning into
Mhm.
the 18A part of this podcast. I mean, this whole podcast is
Okay.
18A.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, woohoo dreams, sex
All
dreams.
right.
Oh my
Um,
God. I
I do
get
have some
them.
sex dreams.
I get them off. Okay. Do you orgasm in your dream?
Not in the dream, but
Okay.
I do get to the point of penetration, but
Okay.
I don't feel this. Oh, almost feel this sensation, but I don't like it. Just it doesn't go too far of like because then I notice I'm dreaming and I wake up
I got you.
after that. Yeah.
I can have a big old O in a dream
So
and I try.
you can actually feel the sensation in your
Yes,
dreams.
absolutely.
Okay.
And it's
Wow.
amazing. I'll be like, oh, it's a free orgasm. I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
that's
That did
crazy.
no work for that. My mind did the work. Thank you. Um, yeah. all the time.
That's crazy. Because
Yeah.
for me, like I would have dreams, and again, I think it's like it's crazy because the dreams where I'm having dreams of like me as like this lieutenant or this general, or I'm just some random guy with in this apocalyptical situation. I don't acknowledge where I'm at in life. It's just like I don't know if I'm in a relationship. I don't know where I'm at if I'm in San Diego or wherever. So sometimes I will have like I'm in college in a dorm room. Every time I have sex, it's always like I'm in like a I'm at some university.
Okay.
Or I don't know if I just met them, but we're vibing, and there's always like in some random like small room. It's like a
Hmm.
bed. Sometimes there's someone else in there, but they're asleep. It's just always like a random situation where it's got to be either quick or whatever. And then when it does happen, it's like it doesn't. I wake up before I can finish,
Okay.
and I'm like, dang. But it's always like a situation where it's like I don't think I have a girlfriend or
Yeah.
whatever. I think it's just part of the dream. I don't know I'm dreaming. I don't know I'm in a relationship a lot of times. It's crazy how I'm just in this different world, different
Yeah.
life. It's
Just
crazy.
just like literally having like
Hmm.
the time. Do you ever feel pain in your dreams? Like you're being physically
Um,
hurt?
I think there might have been times where I felt it. Like there was times where I felt like I was like having a heart attack,
Okay.
and or I felt like my whole something was numb. So I have anxiety, health anxiety. So a lot of the times I'm scared of, strokes, heart attacks, aneurysms, things that obviously some things we have control over, but a lot of things we don't, like obviously like brain aneurysms and stuff.
Hmm.
So in my dreams, because I'm scared of that stuff, I will have triggering nightmares where like I can't feel my face, or there's some pain, or there's a heart thing or whatever. So I'll feel that temporarily, and I'll wake up and like, oh shit, I think that was crazy or whatnot.
That's
So
crazy.
what about you? Do you have any pain?
Okay. This is the best, funniest dream I had. What I think it was Monday going into Tuesday. I dreamt that Jason just bought this game. It's like a kid's game,
Mm,
but it's like something from his childhood. So I dreamt that we went to the mall and we bought the expansion pack of it. But the expansion pack was like 5 feet tall. Like it was massive. Like we
mm,
were literally dragging this. I was dragging this thing around, and he
uh,
wanted to get a porterhouse steak, and I was like, "Baby, like it's you're gonna shoot your pants. Like it's a really
mm,
fatty cut." And he's like, "We're gonna go. We're gonna go do this." And so we go to this like fancy place, and he gets the steak, and of course it upsets his stomach and he needs to go to the washroom. And I'm just like being like, I told you so. The guy from behind the counter comes out with two fucking swords. And he's like, how dare you criticize my mate? We're going to have a sword fight. So I
oh
pull out
shit,
two swords and we like sword fighting, like Pirates of the Caribbean level, like accuracy. Not only is this, I also in dreams, I have multiple angles like a movie set. Like I have like
dang. See,
camera
I don't
A,
have that.
camera B, camera C, or bird's eye.
Dang.
So it's just like constant like views and stuff.
So you
And
can
so
almost like you're watching your dreams
I'm
too.
watching my dream play out, but I can also
Wow.
could be living it. So I'm like fighting this dude, and he puts a sword down my throat because I'm talking too much.
Mm,
And I swear to God, I felt
damn.
that sword in my throat. And when he pulled it out of like, like of like ones like show Nificlets when
Yeah,
they go
yeah.
like that, I felt that shit go from here to here, and it hurt.
Dang.
And I'm like, oh, like that's not fucked
But
up.
you didn't know you were dreaming. You
I
just was
that one I
going
didn't know.
along with it.
I was just going
Yeah.
along with this one.
Yeah, yeah.
There are parts where I'm like, but I'll be like, it's fine. Like, let's continue. This is a fun one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Damn.
but
Let's
I felt
That's
that pain
crazy.
go from my chest to out to my throat of the sword getting pulled out of my throat.
Yo, I never don't feel pain too much unless, like I said, I can, because I don't feel an impact. Like if I'm about to jump off a bridge or off of a
Okay.
thing, or even when I get shot, I'll get shot like someone's killing me, but I
Yeah.
don't feel it, and then I'll close my eyes, and then I'm like, oh shoot, am I dead? That's when I know I need to wake up, because I
Okay.
can sense that. I need to wake up because if I don't wake up, I could literally probably die in my dream. That's when I know I'm dreaming. It's like, oh shit, I'm dreaming, and then I'll
Yeah.
I'll try to wake up because sometimes I will be asleep and then I'll wake up and know I'm awake, but I gotta now get my mind to wake up. That's some of the scariest dreams ever. Is when you
Hmm.
know you're awake, but you're now trying to wake yourself up. Have you ever
Yes.
had those?
Oh yeah.
Those are effing scary.
Scary.
I'll be like, I heard you. I heard everything around me. I couldn't wake up, and
Yep.
I'm trying my best to get. You just like wake the fuck, like wake up. Like you're just, you're asleep. You're like you're trying to do something, then you finally wake up. And you're like, oh shit,
Hmm.
that was scary. But I want to just circle back real quick
Yeah.
on the sex dreams,
Sure.
um, because I want to know, like, when you have them, you could be very vague or whatever. You don't have to be like
Sure.
super like descriptive, but like, are they like, when you have sex dreams, are they like the normal sex dreams, or are they more like fantasy? Like you're like out
Fantasy.
on this crazy island. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah, that's what I was
it's
wondering.
usually fantasy based.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a girl, and like the fantasy stuff that I like to read is like powerful man with
Yeah.
helpless girl. And
Mm.
basically like Twilight.
Oh, okay.
Or like Beauty and the Beast, kind of like basically like Stockholm syndrome, like, oh my god, yeah. So I like those types of dreams. Like I'll usually continue to have those. I mean, I've had dreams where I've had sex with a girl, I've had sex
Mm-hmm.
with guys, and like it's usually I'm with Jason like
Mm-hmm.
99% of the time, but sometimes a random girl gets thrown in there who I
Yeah.
don't know who they are. It's great. So like
Mm-hmm. I don't always have sex with. I always. Okay. All right. So I know she ain't gonna be listening to this
I like
episode.
how
So
you
we,
look.
I,
She's
cause
gonna listen to this podcast. She's
nah,
like, I'm
I
gonna
don't think
support
she gonna
my
listen to this
man.
one. Yeah, I ain't gonna. I know she ain't listening to this one because as long as it ain't wedding talk, I should be good. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? So
Jesus.
I would say it's 50-50 for me. And I don't have
Okay.
a lot of sex. I don't have a lot of sex dreams. So
Yeah.
when they occur, like I said, it's usually in a situation where it just feels like it's part of that world, part of that
Yeah.
dream. And sometimes it could be I am having sex with her in the situation, but a lot of, like I said, 50-50, it can be just some random scenario and where I don't know what's like, if it's a dream or not. Just
Yep.
part of the life that I'm living at that time, because I don't have any idea of like who I'm with.
Yep. No,
So
exactly. I don't take any of it as cheating. The
mm,
only way I take it cheating is like I know I'm with my partner, and yet I'm
yeah.
continuously sleeping with somebody. If it's just
Mm.
like the settings, like my brain just wanders. But some people could consider that cheating, and I don't
I don't
get
think
it.
that should count. I don't
I
think
don't
that
think
should
that should
count.
count. And I think that like
Right.
sometimes if Jason's an asshole in my dream, I make him apologize to me in real life.
Yeah.
That's definitely a girl thing. But I'm
Mm.
not mad at him. It's just a dream.
You know what, too? And I'm comfortable talking about this. I actually think I've had a dream where I might have made out with another dude, but
Yeah,
I just can't remember exactly who or whatever. But
sure.
I wonder what that means too. So I got a bunch of like different categories for sex and sexual images.
Okay.
So for homosexuality, it says, in dreams, there's a desire for someone who is the same as oneself. Example, has the same energies, thought processes, etc. If we can identify similarities with a dream character, they are not purely sexual. The
Hmm.
dream could be fully interpreted. So it
Yeah.
can just be like, I'm making out with someone because of the likeliness of
Yeah.
their personality or something. I don't know, but um, yeah. Then there's like, masturbation ones, kissing, like the kissing one. This is just indicates a mark of respect or a desire to stimulate the dream partner. It suggests we should be aware of what arousal we ourselves need. So it's just like an
Yeah.
inner thing. Like if you're making out with somebody in your dream, it's probably because it's something that is probably something that you are currently in need of.
Yeah.
Maybe affection or something. I don't know. Interesting.
Okay. Well, I got a couple more dream questions for you.
Yeah,
We're gonna
absolutely. I'm
wrap
happy to
this one
answer
up.
them.
Do you ever daydream?
Yeah, I do daydream. I daydream a lot actually. Well, not a lot that's distracting, but I do daydream.
What do you daydream about?
I daydream a lot about me being in a performance. Like this is weird. As a kid, I daydreamed a lot. Probably like 50% of my day was from daydreaming, which is probably why I'm so creative now. Like
Okay.
I would daydream, say I'm listening to a song, and
Okay.
I will literally just lay in bed, listen to or and imagine me playing the guitar, singing that song to a to a crowd or to
Okay.
somebody that I'm crushing. So a lot of the times that's what it is. Or I'm listening to a song and I'm playing it out in public and watching everybody's reaction to me performing and playing the song. I
See,
daydream a lot about
oh,
performances.
okay. So would you take that more as not daydreaming, but just our imagination? Just
I guess
we're
so.
just
Like
letting our imagination run?
I guess so. Well, what would you consider daydreaming? Like maybe I'm getting
No, you're right. That's how a lot of people
yeah
consider daydreaming. I just have
yeah.
always wondered of like when I'm daydreaming, I'm just kind of like I've just zoned off because I'm thinking
Hmm.
about something different. It could be the bills I have to pay later, or something like could be something completely like different, or being like, oh God,
Hmm.
like next week I have to do this and this and this. I think it's just more of like I just get distracted. But
Hmm.
like I had a girlfriend in elementary school, like she would full on just like we could just be sitting talking and she'd like fade off and she'd be like, yo, like purple dinosaurs and like all this stuff. And we're like, what the fuck?
Got it.
And then it's just like to me it was like, oh, like her imagination. It's like imaginary friends, right? Like
Yeah.
we have them as kids. Who's to say they weren't actually real in our mind because we maybe
Hmm.
saw ghosts, right?
Yeah.
So um I I can say that I don't know if I daydream. I eat, sleep, and drink my story. So like I'm going to
Hmm.
bed and I take a part. So say like right now I'm working on book 3 in this one section. And I'll
Hmm.
literally close my eyes, turn to the invisible page of the book and say, okay, this is exactly how I'm gonna do it. And I act it like as a movie set in my dream, and like 5 seconds out, I'm passed out. But like I'll be sitting in the day being like, I'll just start daydreaming of like I'll be like, okay, I have like 30 seconds to kill. Like I'm going to think of like what would she wear in this scenario, or what would happen here, or what would the
Hmm.
setting be. I don't know if that's considered daydreaming or I'm just using my imagination for a moment because I have a hard time staying focused, because a lot of
Right.
people consider daydreaming with ADHD with the ability not to stay focused. So that's why when they prescribe these ADHD medications, your imagination goes with it. When I was on really hardcore ADHD pills when I was a child, I really lost the sense of creativity. And when I stopped taking them, my creativity came back, my imagination came back. And
Hmm.
I still to this day try to use my imagination as much as possible because I don't want it to go, because I think it's probably one of the best features I have left of being an adult. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think that could be part of the whole daydreaming moment, like just spacing out, like you said.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, yeah, I might not be in a moment where I should be, I'm physically doing something. It's like maybe I'm in the car and I'm like not driving, obviously. Like I'm in the Uber ride and I could just zone out. And then my daydream is like what I have to do today, or my
Yeah.
daydream is that playing guitar. I'm hearing the song. I'm just daydreaming that I'm playing the song in front of people, or what bingo night might look like Monday. How am I acting out scenarios for bingo on Monday? Just, I mean, just stuff like that. Like, this whole me in during the podcast, the first 30 minutes of it, I was daydreaming. I'm surprised I was responding to you. Well, yeah, I'm just kidding. I wasn't daydreaming. But, uh, but yeah, I mean, I feel like I do daydream. It's just random things, it can be everything from, I mean, work related daydreams to sexual daydreams. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, sometimes you might zone out and just think of sexual
Yeah.
moments or whatever all the
100%
time,
all the
So,
time.
mhm.
Mm-hmm.
So,
It's just crazy how our minds work. And again, like I don't think we'll ever know of what everything is, but anybody listening to this, again, dream psychologists, hit us
oh,
up.
please.
Please do.
I would love to.
Please psychoanalyze the shit out of me and Nard, because
Please, if you can invite somebody on this show and actually dissect dreams, please invite me back. I would
100%.
love to sit and chat about dreams and about how they shape us and what can our dreams tell us. Because I mean, when we have these vivid and crazy dreams, I'm sure some of it don't mean anything because it's part of whatever, but some should. Some
Mm-hmm.
dreams should tell you like you're having these dreams because the universe, your mind's telling you, like, either it's something good or something bad,
Yeah.
foretelling the future. Maybe the fact that my family was like prepping me for that drive in the storm could be telling me somewhere down the next few months there might
Mhm.
be a moment where I'm about to go through a storm in my
Yeah.
life. Like, that's, to me, now I'm thinking about it, that's some that's some scary-ish, like, what is that dream telling me? Like, wow, I'm about to go through a rainstorm, a crazy storm here, and I need to prep for it. Or
No.
maybe it's supposed to rain tomorrow. I don't know.
I was gonna
Maybe
say,
it's supposed to.
I can't tell me you live in California. Without telling me you live in California, crazy
Yeah,
rainstorm.
right. Right.
Come join me when you have fucking snow, freezing rain
What's the
storms
weather like right now?
in Ontario.
Yeah,
It was 19 Celsius today.
that
That's hot.
sounds like that's cold.
What? That's a hot.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
Yeah, Join the
You
Celsius like
said
the rest.
19?
Yeah,
Okay,
19
19 Celsius.
Celsius. Yeah, let's go
Okay.
19 Celsius.
Okay.
So we're in
In
a heat
Fahrenheit.
wave right now. Like we're
Oh
having
shoot.
thunderstorms.
Okay, that's like 66 for us.
Uh,
So it's about maybe 20, 21 Celsius here then.
Okay, so we're like 3 degrees difference.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
let me see. 20
So
Celsius.
so on
Yeah, I was
Halloween,
right.
it's supposed to snow.
Oh,
It
damn.
always snows on Halloween.
Yeah, but
There's never not been a year. How do like Ontario kids? We wear our winter jackets over our Halloween
Mhm.
costumes.
Oh, damn. That's
Yes,
cool.
but
Actually, I'm sorry. It's 22 Celsius here.
oh, how dare you
Hmm.
lie to me? Yeah, it was
But
19
it's a
Celsius
nice
today.
day.
Yo, it was a real.
Cloudy.
I walked outside today. I was like, I was in a sweater and vest. I was like, it's melting. It was so hot. Well, Nard, thank you so much for coming here today and being
Mm.
vulnerable and sharing your dreams with us. I
I
super
know, right?
appreciate it, and I'm sure all my listeners also appreciate it.
Mhm.
Um, thank you again. Thank you for coming back, Nard. Where can we find you?
Dream. You can
I
find
appreciate
me
you
on.
were singing.
I like that. I don't have a dream related song I can play on guitar, but dream, 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 dream. All right. But anyway, you can find me on all things social. Nardvillain on everything on Instagram. Nard Sims. Again, I do all things Sims 4 content.
Love it. He's killing it. He's also getting married in 15 days. Goddamn
You know it.
kudos to you.
Mhm.
15 days to my wedding. I was not filming podcasts. I will fucking say
Well,
that.
15 days of us recording. We don't know when this is going to be
That's
released, but
true. This could actually come out. I think this is probably
my
going to
on
come
my
out after
wedding,
you're
the
married.
weekend.
When you're
Ooh.
listening to this, what wishes do you have for yourself?
Well, I'm hoping that the wedding itself it will be a success, and I'm excited to be marrying my best friend, and I'm just hoping that Jannard, you are fitting in that suit. I hope that suit fits nice and snug. And just have a good day, man. This is your day. You about to marry your best friend. Yo, you guys plan for this for 6 months. So just go in there, enjoy family, enjoy having all your friends in the same room,
Mhm.
through childhood, through your adulthood, into just now. Like, just enjoy that, because that's a moment that you can never like see happening again. Like, there's never going to be a time, maybe, but never a time where you're going to have all your people in the same room, that you can witness. Hopefully, So, Jannard, enjoy it.
Well, I hope everything that you want for the wedding is comes to true and enjoy the moments on the day because everyone told me it goes fast. Fucking balls, it goes fast. So try to find those moments where you can just have those one-on-one time. It's that's the
Yes.
most special moments that I can give to you and don't give a fuck what anyone has to say. And shit's gonna hit the fan the day of. You don't know what it's gonna be.
Mhm.
What's gonna
But
hit
it's
the
gonna be
fan?
something.
It's gonna be
Yeah,
something.
we'll be ready.
You'll be
Yeah.
ready. You don't know what it's gonna be, but you'll be ready for it. Well,
Cool.
Jannard, thank you so much for coming back here today. It's such a
Thanks
pleasure.
for having me.
Of
I
course.
missed this, man. It's been a minute.
I know. I
So thanks
was
for having me.
of course. Well, thank you again. Please go check out Jannard. The links will be below to go support my friend and his creator journey. And again, anybody listening to this and is a psychologist and wants to psychoanalyze the shit out of us, please do. Well, anyways, everybody have a great rest of your night. Bye.
Dag dag.